And I will say this, when people say the eyes are the window to the soul, that is so true. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion about the types of people that you should avoid at all costs. So let's get right into this. First, I want to give a little disclaimer, and I want you guys to know that I'm not trying to come from a place of judgment or just being cynical in any type of way. I know that nobody's perfect. I have my own downfalls, and I in no way want to come off as narcissistic in this video. I just want to put that out there for you guys. These are just some red flags that I've learned to look out for in past experiences. So let's get started with this. I'm going to name 5 toxic traits to watch out for when meeting somebody new. The first one is party animals. We all know them. We've all come in contact with a party animal before. And they can definitely be a good time. They can be good friends to be around. But not all of them. A lot of them, I've noticed, never have fun whatsoever unless they're drinking or going somewhere to get a drink. And when I say that, I mean they don't like to go hiking. They don't like to go road tripping. They don't like to go kayaking or go to the dog park. They don't like to do just fun, normal stuff like that. They just always have to use chemicals to induce that happiness and that serotonin. And that's just really unhealthy, and long term, that can really ruin your life, and I've seen it happen before. A lot of these party animals are always at the bar as well, meaning maybe not every day, maybe not even every other day, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday or more. And I tried doing that for a while. When I just turned 21, I was always going out to the bars and parties and stuff like that, but it became extremely exhausting, especially if you're like me and self-employed and you don't have a regular job to just clock into, so you have to be disciplined and be able to, dedicate your schedule and still have fun at the same time. So a lot of the party animals tend to hang around the bar mostly. Another thing I've noticed about the party animal type of person is that they will definitely use you for what you have, and it's happened to me multiple times. I used to live in downtown Phoenix in a really nice area. It was perfectly central. I could go a 10-minute walk and get to the hottest thrift shops or restaurants or bars, really trendy places. And it's pretty expensive to live where I was living, but I work really hard, so I definitely could afford it, and I was just doing my own thing. And I just started to notice this friend in particular was kind of using me as he was kind of using my social status to benefit himself. So he was kind of inviting himself to these events that I was going to and using my place as a crash pad after we went out. And it became a pattern, an every weekend pattern. I wish I would have done something about it sooner, but yes, they will definitely use you, the party animals. They'll use your house as a hangout spot if they're bored or not doing anything with their time. And they will most definitely use your generosity. So if you're like me and you don't mind picking up the bill, sometimes, I'm not the type of guy to pick it up every single time, but I will pick up the bill. I'm not stingy when it comes to money in any way, but these party animal types of people will see you get them a drink once or twice, and then they'll just start expecting that, or they'll start expecting you to pick up the bill, or it'll be oh, I left my wallet in my car, or oh, I don't get paid until tomorrow. And it just gets really annoying, and you just have to pay attention to those patterns after a little bit. It's not a bad thing at all to pick up the check for your friends, but just make sure that you're also getting treated the same way, because you don't want it to be a one-way street. That's not fair. I just have a lot for the party animal segment because I have come in contact with a couple of them, and the entire time I was friends with them, I had my blinders on. So they also never know when to call it a night. So that gets really exhausting after a while. And lastly, these party animals will try their hardest and sometimes succeed in pulling you down to their level. So I put a stop to both friendships before that happened, but that's something that can definitely happen if you're not conscious and paying attention to like what your intuition is telling you. So let's move on to the next toxic trait to look out for. Chronic liars. Chronic liars, guys. They are dangerous. They are dangerous people. They are very untrustworthy. Sometimes you might not know at first, but little things will happen, and then you'll start to put them together and realize that you cannot trust this person whatsoever. They will spread your personal business. This happened to me even when I was friends with a particular person, and I don't think he knew that I knew. He was telling secrets that I only told him, and people were coming back to me like with the information. I'm like, oh, where did you hear that from? But I already knew, and it's disappointing. So chronic liars are also extremely manipulative and will try their best to get anything they want out of you. And the reason I decided to talk about the liars after the party animals is because they kind of go hand in hand. They're not the same, but some of their traits are similar. So chronic liars are also most likely the friends that are going to tell you the things that you want to hear rather than the things that you need to hear. And I don't know about you guys, but when I have a friend, I want them to tell me what I need to hear. I don't need a bunch of yes men around me. Because for one, you don't grow. For two, you don't learn from your mistakes. And for three, nothing changes. You don't become a better person. You don't evolve. And it kind of just becomes this cycle of never changing. And that's just not good. They are usually vindictive as well, meaning that once you are done being friends with them, or once you upset them in any way, shape, or form, they will try to get revenge in the most craziest and evil way possible. These are really just like insecure people who are desperate for friends and desperate for people to just call their friends because they don't have any real friends. And it's just sad the extents that some of these people will go to try to make you feel like you're the crazy one. What is that? That's called gaslighting, isn't it? Yes, they're gaslighters too. I didn't have that written down, but they are definitely gaslighters. And gaslighting is basically making somebody feel crazy even though they're not, because you don't agree with something that they're trying to bring forward. So, definitely some gaslighters. Let's move on to the next toxic trait. Guys, do not put yourself around overly judgmental people. These types of people are some of the worst types of people that you will come in contact with in your life, and sometimes you won't know until the little signs start to show themselves, the red flags, if you will, and you really have to pay attention to those red flags because extremely judgmental people are the most insecure, unhappy people, and they really are not nice inside. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's something that happened in their past. These are all from personal experiences, guys. I'm not just like coming up with this out of thin air. These are lessons that I've learned from personal experiences, personal friendships that I've had that I no longer have. And overly judgmental people can and will ruin a good experience for you if they aren't having fun. They will try their hardest to like subconsciously say little things that just make you feel less happy, less uppity, less energetic, and it can really get to you after a while. They usually are not nice people inside, meaning their inner spirit is not bright and sunshiny and glowing. It's usually dark and cold and kind of gray. And I will say this, when people say the eyes are the window to the soul, that is so true. That is so, so true. And in hindsight now, it just makes so much sense, because people that are just overly judgmental and cynical and just not good energy, you can always tell by their eyes. It's just, their eyes don't light up. There's not a shine to their eyes. It's really hard to describe, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Just like a happy person, like me, I consider myself a happy person, has, just a aura about them that is glowy and bright. The overly judgmental people, the cynical people, they have a good way of hiding that sometimes. So just be careful. Be careful, guys. They're usually very insecure and attention seeking. So this causes them to act out, meaning that they will do the most. They will try to outdress everybody no matter where they are. Even if they're going to a candle shop on a Sunday afternoon, they'll wear a full suit. And it's like doing the most. People who just want all of the eyes on them because they're insecure inside. And what those people don't know is that most people see confidence before physical appearance. So that kind of doesn't work, never really will work, and it just comes off as very superficial. Now, these cynical people will also turn on you in an instant. If they find somebody else that can give them more energy or give them more of their time, or if you say something that they don't like and it sticks with them, then they will literally, like a light switch, turn on you and just act like you were never friends and you never told your deepest, darkest secrets to them. And it's just such a betrayal, and it's just not a good feeling. So guys, try your hardest to pay attention to people's auras, people's eyes, because you can really avoid a big, big storm in the future if you just kind of pay attention to your intuition. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next toxic trait to look out for. The secret crushers. These are people that you will meet that will try to be your friend or will become your friend, but the entire time they are wanting more out of you, but they just don't have the courage to say that to you, so they play the part as being your friend. It doesn't sound harmful, it doesn't sound hateful, but it is. So one thing I've noticed, because guys, I've had a lot of friends like this, like a lot. I'm not trying to boast about it or anything, but it's just the reality. These types of people, once they realize that they can't get any further with you or experience you, they're out. They'll leave. They'll just drop you, quit being your friend, because they think, oh, he's not into me. He's not into what I look like, so what do I have to offer to him? And it's just, it sounds crazy, but there really is people out there like that, and you just have to watch out for them. People should not be withholding their intentions from you. They shouldn't be living like this double life, and that can really cause a lot of problems. It's caused a lot of problems in some past friendships of mine, just because these people weren't straight up with me and told me that they liked me and they wanted us to be more. So be careful with the secret crushers. Okay, guys, let's get to the final toxic trait to look out for. The helpless moochers. I've dealt with the helpless moochers my entire life. Since I can remember, I've always been that friend that wants to help somebody, sees somebody struggling, or sees somebody that needs to get back on their feet, and I just always think I can help people. And it just never ends well. It never, ever ends well. Most of the time, these people are unwilling to change. Most of the time. And also, it's usually a one-way friendship, meaning there's usually one friend, hence myself, giving all of the energy and just giving, and never getting anything out of the friendship. But the reason you want to give is to see this person thrive and succeed. It's a waiting game, and it just never happens. These people are most likely set in their ways, and they're used to having people want to to come into their life and help them, so they kind of use that to their advantage and play the part. But if you're kind of naive and too nice like me, then that can work on you, on some people, and it can create a very fake friendship, you know? These people are also usually exhausting to be around because they are very much so complaining about everything all of the time and never doing anything to make their situation better. And they're always the victim. The friendship gets boring because you guys are just doing the same thing over and over again, and you're not getting any like feedback or any type of stimulus from this friend. So you have to like constantly generate ideas of things to do, and you're never getting invited to anything by them. You're always inviting them. So they're using you, meaning that's what mooching means. If you guys don't know, it's like a slang word for a user. So another thing with the helpless moochers is they will push others away from you. And you may not realize this when you're friends with them, but when you end the friendship and you give it some time, you'll start to realize that people will come back into your life that you just lost contact with. And it's because this helpless moocher person, their energy, something about it just like, you have to give all of your energy to this person, so you kind of forget about your other friends. And at this point in my life, I don't need anybody like that anymore. All of my friends have their own stuff, have their own life, have their own place. You know, they don't need help with this and help with that. So just be careful with the moochers. Okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. Again, all of these lessons are from personal experience, so I know what red flags to look out for. These could be different red flags for everybody, but I think this is a good basic start of just traits to look out for. And I'll name them once again before we end the video. So the party animals, the chronic liars, the overly judgmental, the secret crushers, and the helpless moochers. So let me know what you guys think. Let me also know some of your experiences with these types of people, if you have any. I'm curious to know, because I wish I could just go in on some experiences that I've had, but I don't want to incriminate anybody, and I don't want to spread any negativity. I just want to spread positivity and just happiness. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.